that's exciting and that's keeping everyone stuck to the screens is the Paris Olympics. Now, when you're looking at Olympics, we have a lot of bronze medals that is covered for India as well. But what's interesting is that the brand value of Manu Bhaker has surged 6 times after her success at Paris Olympics 2024. And with her manager saying that they have a lot of brand inquiries that is happening, surely in terms of the value, her brand value has been skyrocketing as well. And now she's commanding approximately 1.5 crore rupees per brand endorsement, and this is according to agencies that manages her, and that's the report that we have understood as well. But to talk about the importance of brand, what is an athlete and a brand ambassador that comes into play, how does that work out as well? Let's bring on board none other than Harish Bijoor, from Brand Guru, joining in with us. Mr. Bijoor, thank you so much for joining in with us. While obviously we have our athletes making us proud and the brand India proud at the Paris Olympics, but their brand value is also surging. Could you talk to us about athlete endorsement that happens in terms of brand, and how does that actually reshape brand, and how do you think they should ethically be looking at so many brand endorsements that they get?
Okay, first of all, it's a happy moment that our sports people are bringing in metal, and at this point of time, it's bronze, and who knows, we might hit gold, silver. One never knows. The key point would be that young brand ambassadors, people like Manu, for instance, who have just made it big, have come into the limelight. You need to manage your brands very, very carefully, because the temptation is to pick the first brands that come at you. Pick the ones that give you the deepest bits of money, immediate money. But I think one needs to be careful. One needs, particularly, young stars like Manu, would actually need a brand endorsement coach. She has a team of coaches for her sport, but do you have a brand endorsement coach? Now, that's going to be vital for you, because a brand endorsement coach who thinks of you more than the brands that come to you is going to be vital.
Absolutely. Brand endorsement coach, that's something that is going to become the need of the hour for her, at least, for sure. With, I think approximately her managers say that 40 deals is already what they got in just 2-3 days. So surely, do you think now, first we had only cricket, where, cricketers got a lot of brand endorsements, but other athletes, now it's time for that also to pick up, and, maybe we would see a wider range of brand ambassadors coming in from across sports.
Yeah, I think it's time. But, I think we are going to be too positive or too optimistic if I say that it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Olympics is a once in a 4-year kind of event. And as the 4 years, approach, in the last 3 months, Olympic sensitivity increases. And therefore, Olympic stars or people who are going to make it big in Olympics are chased. And after the first 8 months of the Olympics being done, the stars are equally forgotten. And therefore, you have to look at the longevity that you need to invest in as a non-cricket sports person or a non-Bollywood person. And I think that is a spot to take care of, because please remember that you have to, as a star, as Manu Bhaker, for instance, weave brands into your persona. Don't weave yourself into the brand's persona. Because please note, you are a personal brand, you be you, and as the young say, you do you.
You do you, you be you. That's the trend, right? And we're talking Gen Z. But, when you talk about Gen Zs, everything is like, we do want that instant gratification when it comes to Gen Zs, right? Everything is quick, everything is on your fingertips that you have. And similarly, you look up to any actor or any sports fan that you are, any hero of yours. How important do you think, what is a consumer's expectation right now as a Gen Z mod looking like versus the brand ambassador that is there? How does that play a role also? And how conscious does one need to be in today's world?
People like Manu are going to appeal not only to Gen Z, but they're going to appeal to Gen Alpha. Gen Z is so yesterday, because Gen Alpha is anyone who's born 2010 upwards up to 2025. As on 31st December 2025, Gen Alpha is going to be the single largest living generation out there. And therefore, if you have to be relevant to this generation, extremely critical to plan for the medium term. Don't bite into deals that come to you for the short term. Don't bite into those big monies straight away. Plan it very, very well. Think of the medium term. I never say think of the long term, because in the long term, we're anyway all dead. But medium term, think of the medium term. Plan yourself so that your Olympic tryst, your Olympic win is evened out over 4 years of brand monetization. And I think the brand monetization time has come for anybody who brings a medal from Paris.
Right. Mr. Bijoor, you did make a very good point some time ago, was in terms of, how this is just, sometimes it's very short lasting, this, uptick that you see coming in for athletes. Do you think that this enthusiasm dies out, or do you think now maybe the trend is changing where we could see it continue for other sports in terms of the enthusiasm as brand ambassadors for those athletes?
Well, I have very carefully been watching the last 6 Olympics. Okay, that's a period of some 24 years. That's a long period of time. If you look at it from the perspective of these 6 Olympics, public memory is fickle. Public memory is short. People forget your surname very, very soon. Hmm? People do ask you questions. For a star who's as solid as Neeraj, um, Neeraj, who? I know Neeraj. I know javelin. I know, but hang on. You need reminders. And I think, don't depend on the brands to become your reminders. You have to become the reminder yourself. You are the brand. You're the living brand. Manu, Neeraj, everyone else are living brands. Living brands must dictate the agenda of inanimate brands. So the inanimate brands are the paying the money for you. But the point is, the agenda should be dictated by you. And therefore, the important thing is the intermediaries that you have. You need to get in people who are zero agenda people, who come to you, who handle you as I would handle myself, who tend to say that I will not force fit a brand persona on you. I will force fit your persona onto the brand. And if that works, I think we will do wonders.
Absolutely. And just the last word I want, because in the recent times, obviously, we had seen, BCCI had faced some directives to stop showing those tobacco ads, especially during cricket matches. Do you think that could be something, given that consumers are becoming more conscious and viewers are becoming more conscious towards health, and that's something that one should be focusing on no matter where you are or what brand you're promoting, does that become a key now?
Okay, I'm going to be very fair on this. I do work for tobacco brands, I work for alcohol brands, I work for n numbers of brands. But I have to be fair. A sports star must be totally holistic, and a sports star must ensure that he, she, or they don't impact on their fans. Please note, you are a function of your fans. You are a reputation for the metal that you brought from Paris. Please don't undermine these people who are your base, who comprise your base. So extremely important for you to ensure that keep the fan and on number one position, have a due diligence which is completely clear. Do not touch stuff that is not holistic enough for the fans that made you. Be loyal to your fans. Don't be loyal to the brand that pays the money to you. Because please note, the brand also earns its money from consumers. So at the end of the day, be loyal to consumers. You won't go wrong.
Absolutely, Mr. Bijoor. Thank you so much for giving us your time today on this Saturday, and thank you so much for joining in with us. It's always a pleasure getting you on the show.